We are going to do a pre-trip. All my lights and reflectors are secure, not cracked or broken, amber and clear in color. My mirrors are secure, not cracked or broken, clean and adjusted to me. My truck is not leaking. My truck is not leaning, which would indicate a flat tire, a broken spring. Now you open the hood. We go to passenger side first. My coolant reservoir is secure, not cracked or broken, not leaking, and filled to the proper level. My coolant hoses are secure, no rips, tears, flares, or cut, and not leaking. My alternator is secure, working properly, and belt driven. My alternator wires are attached, no rips, tears, flares, or cuts. My belt is secure, with proper tension, has no more than 3/4 inch of play. No rips, tears, flares, or cuts. My water pump is secure, working properly, not leaking, and gear driven. My exhaust is secure, not leaking, and no sign of soot. Now we go to the driver's side. All my air and electrical lines are secure. No rips, tears, flares, cut, not leaking. My engine block is secure, not leaking. My oil is secure, filled to the proper level. I would check my oil here, fill my oil here. My air compressor is secure, not leaking, and gear driven. My power steering pump is secure, not leaking, and gear driven. My power steering hoses are secure, not leaking, no rips, tears, flares, or cut. My power steering reservoir is secure, not leaking, and filled to the proper level. Both my caps are tight. My power steering gearbox is secure, not leaking. My power steering linkage is secure, which consists of a pitman arm and a drag link attached with a castle nut and a cotter pin. Then we go to our suspension. My frame is secure, no legal welds or hammer marks. My spring mount is secured to my frame, my front and back. My springs are secure front and back in alignment, not cracked or broken. My U-bolts are secured around my springs and tight. My shock is secured top and bottom and not leaking. My airline to brake chamber, no rips, tears, flares, or cuts, and not leaking. My brake chamber is secure, not leaking, and no dents. My slack adjuster is secure, working properly. I will check with a 1-inch manual pull, no more than 2 inches of the push rod applied. LSD, my lining, shoes, and drums, secure, not cracked or broken. Has no missing rivets. My linings can be no less than 1/4 inch on its thinnest point. My drums, there's no bluing, which would indicate overheating. There's no oil, which would indicate an inner oil hub seal leak. Inner and outer rims, not cracked or broken, no hammer marks or legal well. It's got a good bead to tire. I would check proper tire inflation with a commercial gauge. Inner and outer sidewall, no abrasion, bubbles, or cuts. My front tires must be new, cannot be retread. Tires must match, must have even tread wear. Can be no less than 4/32 of an inch. All my lug nuts are secure and present and tight. No rust or shiny areas to indicate looseness. I have a wet hub that is secured, filled to the proper level, and not leaking. Then you go to your driver's side. Doors open and close. Windows go up and down. Mirrors are secure, not cracked or broken, clean and adjusted to me. My handrail is secure to my cab. My steps are secure, free to breathe. My batteries are secure, filled to the proper level, not leaking, and no sign of corrosion. My fuel tank is secure, not leaking. My fuel straps are secure around my fuel tank. My fuel cap is secure, not leaking, with a good gasket, chain, and T-bar. My crossover lines are secure, not leaking, and the valve is in the open position. Go to the back of the truck. My exhaust is secure, not leaking, and no sign of soot. My exhaust support is secure to my frame. My drive shaft is secure, not bent or twisted. My torque rod is secure from my differential to my frame, not bent or twisted. My airbags are secure, no ribs, tears, furs, or cut, and not leaking. Now we're on the second axle. My frame is secure. My frame is straight, no illegal welds or hammer marks. My spring mount is secure to the frame. My springs are secure front and back, straight and in alignment. My U-bolts are secure and tight. My shocks are secure top and bottom and not leaking. My airline to brake chamber is secured, no rips, tears, furs, or cuts. My brake chamber is secured, not leaking, and no dents. My lining, shoes, and drums are secure, not cracked or broken, not damaged, and no missing rivets. My linings can be no less than a 1/4 inch at its thinnest point. My drums, there's no bluing, which would indicate overheating. There is no oil, which would indicate an inner oil hub seal leak. I have bud rims that are secured. They are tight, no spaces, and free of debris. Inner and outer rims are secure, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds or hammer marks. It's got a good bead to tire. Check proper tire inflation with a commercial gauge. Inner and outer sidewalls, no abrasion, bubbles, or cuts. My tires can be retreaded. They must match, and they must have even tread wear. Can be no less than 2/32 of an inch. All my lug nuts are secure and tight and present. No rust or shiny areas to indicate looseness. I have 2 valve stems that are secured, not leaking, and centered and not rubbing. I have a dry hub that is secure, not leaking, and filled to the proper level. My frame is straight, no illegal welds or hammer marks. My spring mount secured to my frame, front and back. My springs are secured in alignment, front and back. My U-bolts are secured around my springs and tight. My airline to brake chamber is secured, no rips, tears, furs, or cuts, and not leaking. My brake chamber is secure, not leaking, and no dents. My lining, shoes, and drums is secure, not cracked or broken, and no missing rivets. My lining can be no less than a 1/4 inch at its thinnest point. My drums, there's no bluing to indicate overheating. There's no oil, which would indicate an inner oil hub seal leak. I got bud rims that are tight, free of debris, and no spacers. Inner and outer rims are secure, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds or hammer marks. It's got a good bead to tire. I'll check proper tire inflation with a commercial gauge. My tires can be retreaded. Tires must match, must have even tread wear. Can be no less than 2/32 of an inch. All my lug nuts are secure and present and tight. No rusty or shiny areas to indicate looseness. I have 2 valve stems that are centered, not rubbing and not leaking. I have a dry hub that is secure, not leaking, filled to the proper level. I have a fixed 5th wheel that is secure. My mounting is secured to my frame. My platform is secured to my mounting. My release handle is secured in the lock position. My lock and lever is secured over my release handle. My apron is free of debris and properly greased. I forgot on my 3rd axle, I would check the spring brake adjustment. To do this, I would chalk my tires, release my parking brake, and check with a 1-inch manual pull, no more than 2 inches of push rod applied. My mud flaps cover at least 75% of my tires, and no rips, tears, frays, or cuts. All my lights and reflectors are secure, not cracked or broken, and red in color.